what Mr. Dobson was talking about a minute ago, about his voting record for the Iraq War, or against the Iraq War, or not at all, as the case may be. In 2003, I resigned my 20-year membership of the Labour Party because of the situation surrounding the Iraq War. Now, according to the record, on the 26th of February, when the first votes were taken, you voted against the Iraq War in the minor vote, the first minor vote. Half an hour later, when the key motion was debated and voted on, you were absent. You didn't actually vote. When the issue came up again on the 18th of March, again, you voted against the war on the first minor vote, but 45 minutes later, when the actual declaration of war was voted on, you again were absent and you didn't vote. Could you explain to us where you went during this period?
Well, the first vote, the one in the vote in February, was not actually about the Iraq War. It was about whether the House of Commons should or should not adjourn. And I, generally speaking, regarded those votes as ridiculous. And as far as I know, I voted, as far as I recall as well, I voted against going into Iraq and the war in Iraq. And if I missed out another vote, God knows why. Was there a substantial difference in the number of people voting?
Well, I mean...
I'm usually logged, put it this way, amongst the 139 Labour MPs who voted against.
No, you're not, actually. You're quite right that in the case for, on the 26th of February at 1845, when the case for war, whether the case for war is unproven, was rejected, you voted against that. That's correct. But when at 7:15, which is half an hour later, in the support for the government, where you actually had to put your money where your mouth was, you weren't there. McCavity had disappeared. So, I mean, again, on the 18th of March, at 9:15, when the case for there was a motion of whether the case for war was not established, you voted correctly against the war. In my opinion, correctly against the war. But at the actual declaration of war, which was voted on the 18th of March at 2200 hours, you were absent. How could you have been absent for such a crucial, a defining vote at 10 o'clock at night? For 45 minutes later, did you just wander off?
No, as far as I'm concerned, I had voted against going to war.
But you hadn't. It was only whether the case for war was not established. Well, you actually came to the declaration of war 3/4 of an hour later. You weren't there.
I don't think that that's accurate, I have to tell you.
So you think either that...
No, I'm not questioning you.
Can we leave that
I'm not questioning you. I mean, I'd spoken against the war in February, and I was quite determined to vote against it. And to the best of my knowledge, I certainly didn't abstain at any time in the voting in March. After all, I'd been invited by my good friend Robin Cook to sit next to him when he made his resignation speech, because he was convinced A, I was a good friend, and B, that I fully supported what he was doing. So I find it very strange if the record shows me not voting against the declaration of war.
Well, I just find it strange that you keep saying that you did vote against it when, quite frankly, the record shows otherwise.
We're really reaching the end of the time that we have tonight. We could take one